Well, hello everyone. This is Nico, the addict again. I will explain to you later on why I proudly call myself an addict. Um, it is a very, very beautiful day. It's springtime here in Finland. As you can see, there's still a lot of snow, but it's melting. As you can see from the river, the ice is melting. Everything is flowing. People are getting alive again. You see a lot of activities. But today I want to use this opportunity to talk about something very important, which is taking control of how you define yourself and how you allow other people to define you. Um, this is a this is something that it just came to me of a sudden, and I realized it, and I thought to share it with you because it is transforming my life. You know, of recent or for many years now, I have been called an addict. A lot of people have defined me, and some specific people have defined me as an addict, and it all along, it played into my mind, and it because of that constantly being told you're an addict, I some sort of define myself as an addict, but I define it as a negative connotation, because we all know when we talk about addiction, we're talking about something very, very bad, something negative, something destructive, something that hampers your development, hampers your progress, something that takes you back rather than take you forward. And that's how I define myself. Yes, I accepted. I started accepting that I am an addict, but in a negative way. In a negative way. It took one very, very dramatic situation in my life, a situation where first of all, I thought of it as a very negative transformation in my life, as something that is setting me back. But when I analyzed it and really looked at it deeply, I realized that it is actually one of the most liberating situations that I've ever gone through in my life, and it has opened me up to starting all over, not really starting, but progressing to a higher new level with higher purpose, you know. And when this happened, I started looking at, you know, I blamed myself. I said, yeah, it's because you are an addict. It's because you are a bad person. And I looked deep again, and I asked myself, but am I really an addict? Am I really? And it struck me, yes, I am an addict. I am an addict, but I am not an addict in the way people want to define me. I am not an addict in a way I have been convinced by others to define myself. I am an addict. I realize that, for example, I when I love to do when I love to do something, I love to do it, and I get attached to it so much so that it can look like I'm addicted to it. Does that make it bad? No. It shows passion. It shows that you are into something, that you want to do something. And I grab on that connotation. I grab on that definition of who I am as an addict, and I accepted it. Instead of trying to run away from it and trying to change it, I realized that the best thing I could do is accept it and take it and look at it and use it. So now, yes, I am an addict. And do you know what I'm addict for? You know what I do, my addictions? I love to exercise. I'm an addict. When it comes to exercising, if I spend 2 days without going jogging or just exercising, going to the gym, I feel very grumpy. I feel it really, it's become like an addiction, you know. And another instance, I love to make this kind of videos, share my opinions, my thoughts with other people, try to reach people, and I in the hope that if I can reach one or two people who can listen and share their opinions with me, and I can learn from that. I can learn from their experiences, from their ideas. I look at it as a positive thing. So that is an addiction, and a lot of people. I've had a lot of help, you know, in my life by people sharing. I'm a very, very open people. I'm a very social person. That's just the truth about me. And because I'm so addicted to it, yeah, it's helping me. So I that's why I accept the fact that I am an addict. I am i am an addict. Yeah, that is some others, maybe some negative addictions, yeah, but just the fact that I have been able to accept that I am an addict, and I'm able now to evaluate my addictions. I'm now able to identify which addictions are positive and which addictions are negative, so that I can work on getting rid of my negative addictions, and I can work on advancing, promoting, and fostering my positive addictions, like my exercise routines, my 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 desire, or my constant craving for creativity, for innovation, for innovating and creating, and my work as a business consultant. you know I can become an addict in those areas, more and more. The truth is that we get bogged down by by how we have been defined, and it defines us. I'll just share a little story with you. When I was in the primary school, for those of you who went to the primary school with me, or doing at that same time, when you will know that almost all of us, almost all of us had nicknames, and these names, trust me, were not about the positive things. They were about maybe some stupid thing that you did, some stupid situation that you were involved in. It may be even, sadly, maybe a disability, the way you dress, if you had holes in your trousers, in your shirt, if you were always coming late, if your handwriting was very bad, um, you know, all those things, they defined us. Oh, this is beautiful. The birds are also out in full force, enjoying the the springtime. You know, if the birds are able to go out and enjoy, why can't you? Why can't you? So, like, going back to what I was saying, you know, we get defined, and in primary school we were defined by those names, and those names got stuck. And that's how you were called. That's how you were known. And today, unfortunately, that is called bullying. Yeah, there's a new name for that. It's bullying, when you get called names. With us, when we were growing up, it was called teasing each other. And was it negative? Maybe, but in some cases, but generally it was very positive, because that is how we got to know each other very well, by calling each other names, by calling each other different, giving us ourselves different appellations. And what is interesting is that I remember most of my primary school friends by the names that we gave them, by the funny names that we gave them. Some of them I cannot even remember their real names, but when you call their nicknames, I'm like, ah, yeah, this guy you're talking about. A lot of you also, this, that when you're talking with a friend, and he's saying that, do you remember this guy or this girl that we were together with, and the guy, and you're calling the name, they can't remember, but once you go to that nickname, you go to that funny name that was given to that person, ah, yeah, you're talking about this person. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, nice. Yeah. Ah, that was a friend, yeah. So that is, for I remember just a few weeks ago, I just got in touch again with one of my um, high school friends, one of my closest high school friends, and we were just talking. And he called me some names, that I had forgotten even. And then one thing also happened. Another friend who was also a classmate, um, he came in. He came in and he saw me and he was like, "Wow!" He was like, he called me Apareman. That is a name that I was being called in the high school. I never ever, I had totally forgotten why they gave me that name, but I remember that is how I was called. I don't know, I can't remember, but it gave me an identity. It makes me feel like I am remembered. That I have people who should think about me. They can remember these names. It feels good, you know. Yeah. Does it mean that all these names, when we grow up, do we still like being called by some of those names? Sometimes some people don't like it and it's difficult to shed them, to shed it away. But the most important thing is, let not what other people define you becomes what you define yourself. You should be able to define yourself by who you think you are, who you really believe you are. And that is something that I realized. Yes, now a lot of people call me an addict, and I can embrace it now, and I don't care their definition of addiction, because I have my own definition of addiction, and it is a very, very positive definition. And I am happy today to be called an addict. You should be happy to be called some specific names if they bring something positive in you. We should understand that taking control of your life means taking control of how you define yourself, taking control of how other people define you, but it's not so I mean it's not so much about how other people define you. You don't have to, you absolutely do not have to to spend your life worrying about how other people think about you. What they think. The most important thing is, what do you think about yourself? Who are you? You know, I can proudly call myself an addict, and I can, you know, and if somebody calls me an addict, and even if the person means it in a negative way, I have a definition of that word, and so I I take it, based on my own definition. I don't take it based on another person's definition, because nobody defines me. I define myself. So to take control of your life is to be able to give yourself your own definition of you. And even if some people have given you some negative definitions, you can look at it, and tell yourself, can I transform this? Can I make it who I am? Does it really define some aspects on my life? And what are the positive aspects that this definition of me brings out? So you can hold on to that and take control of it. You know, I have spent a lot of time thinking about what other people are thinking, and thinking about the fact that um, I have to be accepted, and for me to be accepted, I have to uh, fall into the trap of being defined by how people want to define me, because I thought that when I allow them to define me, then they will accept me. But it is not true. I realize it's not true. The people, genuine people, will only accept you for who you really are, not what they want you to be. And if they absolutely do not like you for who you are, then something, fuck them. Let them go. Let them. That is your life. That is not you. You can't continue to be other people's bitches. You cannot be another person's bitch. No, 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 no. Take control and tell yourself that you can define me as much as you want, but I have a definition of myself. And today, I stand here and I claim my own definition. I'm talking about today, me, Nico. I'm saying I'm Nico the addict because I am addicted to a lot of positive things. And those things are the things that define me. And one thing you should understand is that a lot of people would define you based on their perception of you, not about who you really are. So if people look at you in a positive way, they will always define you in a positive way. If people look at you in a negative way, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. They will always look at what you do from the lenses of their prejudices, the lenses of their negativity, on the lenses of their distorted view of you. And so it's important that you take control and don't allow them, define yourself. Allow them to define you as any way they want, but don't allow that to influence you. Don't allow that to be who you are, because you are not who they want you to be. You are who you are. Take control. Take control of your life. Take control of other things. I mean, sometimes it's difficult because maybe you have been in a situation where you have been defined a lot by other people. You have been, you have almost, even the birds are feeling very happy today. Wow. They can't stop making noise. Wow. Yeah, but as I was saying, in the beginning I called myself Nico the addict, and I said I was going to tell you why I consider myself an addict. I am very addicted to a lot of things, and most of them are very, very positive things. I'm addicted to being a social person. I'm addicted to being an open person. I'm addicted to exercising. I'm addicted to sharing information, not private information. No, not private. I don't. For some of you who know me, they know that I also have a very private side. There are certain things that, like my personal life, it's not other person's fucking business. There are certain things about me, and that's what you should guard also. There are certain things about you that you should always keep to yourself. And I've also discovered that even in some relationships, there are certain things that you should keep to yourself, because they will tend to become what other people want to define you. They can be used against you and the rest. And so I decided that other things that I keep to myself. But also, I'm a very quite an open person. I'm addicted to a lot of very positive things, and I proudly call myself an addict, and because that has helped me to take control of my life. It has helped me to define what my addictions are, and based on my deep understanding of the fact that I am an addict, and which means that a lot of people are also addicted to me. That's a good side of being an addict. A lot of people are also addicted to me. Because of that, now I'm living a very happy, positive life, and my growth is taking a whole new dimension, and I want to be nothing but just who I am. And I want to thank you guys all for listening, and share your thoughts and comments. Especially just tell me, I want to learn from your experiences. I want to know, what are you addicted, or what name have have you been called that has kind of stuck with you and kind of is now defining you in a negative way, and how you deal with it, or how you plan to deal with it, or or how you got through it. I like to learn about that. I'll be very grateful if you can give just contribute to this discussion. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you again in a short while. And well, what would I say? Take control of your life. This is Nico the Addict. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.